Good afternoon. Happy Friday, and welcome to another Chamber Check-In episode from Idaho's only five-star accredited chamber. Today, we get to hear from Lisa Roser, the flower CEO for 50flowers.com. I'm going to bring her on the stage now. Hi, Lisa.
Hi, everybody.
Thank you for taking some time with me today. I'm really excited to help share the 50flowers.com story, a little bit about you, and it just so happens there's an opportunity for flowers to be given to someone coming up soon. So the relevancy couldn't be better for Mother's Day just around the corner. Before I ask you some questions, I just want to say 50 Flowers, you have been a member since 2018. Thank you for your longevity of membership. You were also featured as a CEO speaker in our luncheon series that features local CEOs a few years ago. In that series, that was awesome. And then 50flowers.com has been a partner for our Rose Awards for the last several years, which I think is just a relevant partnership as well. So thank you for your membership, thank you for your leadership, and thank you for your sponsorship, Lisa.
Well, Paul, thank you for all the opportunities to be part of the Chamber. It's a wonderful organization that just connects us and supports all of the local businesses here. So it's my pleasure, especially, if you're going to have Rose Awards, 50 Flowers has got to be involved in the Rose Awards.
Well, and that event's coming up April 29th, and I'll just give a little plug to the Rose Awards. Rose is as an acronym for Recognition of Service Excellence. And it's a really great way that Visit Boise, the Convention and Visitors Bureau, is an organization that attracts conferences and conventions to the downtown area, filling up the hotels, keeping that downtown vibrancy. And it's a way to recognize and reward elevated service levels from the frontline hospitality industry. I don't think there's anything like it here in town. And so it means a lot to those folks that are on the front lines every day as the director of first impressions for their businesses.
Yeah, it's a great event. And we love giving away our roses to recognize service.
Awesome.
For sure.
Okay, Lisa, let's talk.
Okay.
Let's share. So 50 Flowers, I met you and the Cycle Studio several years ago. Yeah. And we were walking out of the studio, and she's like, "You want to come see my business?" I'm like, "Yeah, I want to go check it out." So we walked in. You showed me your team, and that was a long time ago when you were on Grove Street.
Yeah, we were downtown.
You're right downtown in Bodo. Since then, now you're a landlord. You own your own building and run this global floral company. So why don't you share a little bit about your background and history of work that led you to becoming an entrepreneur, and why flowers?
Sure, I'd love to. First off, we just celebrated 20 years in business. And I know, right? Woohoo! And with my first business, it's 25 years. That's when you take a step back and you're like, okay, I'm hysterically faking it till I make it. And if you're an entrepreneur, I hope you're laughing right now because that's what we do best. Entrepreneurship and creating this brand, because it's more than just a business. 50 Flowers invokes a lot of emotions. Your flowers are with you from your cradle to your grave.
Right.
Yeah, let's just take a moment here and say this business is very hyper emotional. And there's a lot. I'm not just selling a widget from China. I'm selling flowers that a lot depends on it. And we can talk about business life cycle or like customer journey or whatever we'd like to talk about right now. But let me tell you how I fell into flowers, because that's what happened. Back in, I graduated from college. I went into the Peace Corps. I worked in small business. And I helped everything from, the agriculture industry to artisans exporting, and just fell in love with Ecuador and decided I didn't want to come home and fell into a job in the flower industry. I comically enough, I ran an accounting department for an export company. And anybody who's imported, exported, everything has to be perfect to the T. And there's a lot of paperwork. And I'm not an accountant. However, I learned it, give me one of my core values is hashtag never know. Just there's a book to read. I can do it. And then went from the exporting side of it to the farming side of it and learned all about how to grow flowers, how to package them to sell them, and how you create marketing plans around, every single aspect of that. And also how clients don't pay their bills and how to make sure they do pay their bills. So once I felt as though I had enough business acumen, my clients were looking at me going, come on, put your business in and we'll buy from you because you are the secret sauce to flowers. And mind you, at this point, I had dabbled in, I'd worked for an Ecuadorian farm, a Colombian farm, and I'd opened up offices for other people all around the world, from Holland to Russia to Miami. I'd gotten a lot under my belt by the time I was young. I mean, I was young at the time. No kids, no compromises,
Right.
like, okay, I'm just going to focus on business, right? And then I opened up my first business, which is Farm Exports. It's also an Idaho-based business, and it's a B2B business to where we sell direct from the farm to importers. And a couple years into that, I realized that there's this opportunity, and it was to share all of these beautiful blooms that I was seeing in Ecuador and Colombia,
Right.
and get them to the consumer's hands. And that's when I heard of the internet, and I went on Netscape and started this journey of programming, populating, and digital marketing and digital creation of trying to bring the floral beauty to the public. And I know that, think about that, Netscape. If you could go back, there's this website, it's called Wayback Machine. It is hysterical to go back and look at 50 flowers and what we looked like then to where we are now. It's funny. It's really funny.
So you came from growing and exporting flowers to getting into the tech industry, really.
Exactly. It was about 5 years ago that I realized that, I'm not really a flower industry. I'm not a flower business anymore. I'm an e-commerce business that sells flowers.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, and I've kind of watched the changes from your website, even. I mean,
Yeah.
ever changing, always evolving, right? It's always constant to change. And I'm on your website right now. I'm going to order some flowers for Mother's Day. And I just love the seamless interaction with the consumers. You've done a really good job of keeping it updated.
Well, I've got an incredibly talented team behind me that, every day, some people can go to work and it's like, yeah, I clock in, I clock out, I do this, I do that. Not for us. Every day, no 2 days are alike. We run on EOS, Entrepreneur Operating System, which is a secret of success for us. I have a local coach. She's amazing, who just helps keep us on focus and on our goals of making sure that we're creating, a sustainable business. Because today with AI and with, all the platforms, it's easy to build a website and sell on the internet for sure.
Okay, you talked about some of your farms in Ecuador.
Yes.
Yes. Tell us a little bit about that, a little bit more. How do you order from them? How does all that work? What's the supply chain like?
Complicated.
Yeah.
And, I would say that one of the biggest learnings or the biggest opportunities that we have is our network of farms. And just to clarify, I don't own any farms. I've chosen always to stay out of farms because you can't be an expert in everything business.
Right.
And choosing the hedgehog to be that delivering the experience, the elevated experience is where we have focused in. And, with my farm and my networks, we have over 350.
Wow.
We hit all the continents except for one, as we all know. They don't grow it down there. And we have, the secret to my operations is intricately understanding the complexity behind it and focusing on what we can do best and not what the client really wants. So, when we talk about operations, I have different stages of operations that I have challenges in. One, everyone knows what's happening over in Dubai. We've all had 3 springs, and this is our 4th spring right here in Boise. Imagine growing flowers in that.
Yeah.
In that climate. So we have that challenge of actually producing the flower on time so that we can pack it. Secondly, we have different cultures. They speak different languages. A lot of people are colorblind. So when we order a red rose, it could be white. And, all of these failures, which I would call that we have failed to deliver our clients' expectations, we study. And we make a policy around it, an SOP around it, so we fix it. And there's a lot of OCD in it because we're talking to brides.
Right. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
And they're already nervous, and they're already, there are so many emotions going around, and the buzz is going around, and the TikTok is there. It's just who's going to be the lucky one to push the button so that the volcano explodes.
Oh my gosh. That's
and
right.
So with us, and flowers are so important for the wedding. And, I want to backtrack and say, we sell flowers, we sell DIY flowers. And the DIY flowers are not just for weddings, but it is our core audience right now. And
right now
it's all about timing.
Yeah.
So you go back to operations, and we're now to where, peonies, it's every wedding sought out flower, right, Paul?
Yep, absolutely.
And we have struggled with hitting the peony mark where it has been over the past 10 years. In North Carolina, they always came out for Mother's Day. We haven't had them for Mother's Day from North Carolina in a long time.
Okay.
So we're planting them all around and putting them all around so that we can pull them from different ways, because it's a very persnickety flower to grow. Then, once we pack and we start to ship the flower, there could be, right now we have a real experience going on to where in Ecuador and Colombia, there's not enough water, and they work a lot on hydroelectric.
Okay. Yeah.
So we're rationing electricity. So, Melissa, I love peonies too, and they're beautiful. That's what's in the background here, a peony. And so, we have operational challenges that are unique to our business. FedEx, it's overnighted to your doorstep.
Incredible.
And we're dealing with USDA, we're dealing with USDEA, we're dealing with, all different, tornadoes, ice storms. Remember the ice storm in Houston and Texas? That really crippled our business. And, once again, as you go through and you're building your business and you're thinking about your business, it's your brand. Yep. And, today we're all very happy to go on, your little phone and type, "They screwed me." And, there's that side of, the client, and making sure that we want to make you have the most amazing flower experience that you have ever had with us. So you keep on coming back.
50flowers.com.
Yes.
Is where your customers go to purchase flowers. Yes. And the 30,000 foot view is you can shop on this website 24/7. And you mentioned do it yourself. And what I like about that is I can order a $75 basket of flowers that comes in a box and then I get to put them together however I see fit. And I remember hosting my wife's 40th birthday party, and I did that through 50 Flowers. And it was so fun to be able to mix and match what I thought was great. And I got probably, I don't know, 8 to 12 centerpieces from that one box of flowers, which is great. And so DIY for everyday occasions and ready to go bouquets. So that's a great process. And then you've got wedding season coming up. Obviously Mother's Day just around the corner. Everybody can go to 50flowers.com to get their flowers. You don't sell anything locally, like you don't have a storefront that I can come in, right? Tell us about that.
No, we do not have a storefront. Everything is shipped direct from the farm to your doorstep. You might see us running around. We do a lot of graphic, and asset production here. Like today, we were doing 2 photo shoots. Pinterest has come out with Gummy Pink and they're blue. And we got all dressed up and ran around. There's a great pink wall. And, the team was out there with a mock bride. You might see us looking like that, but we ship direct from the farm to your doorstep.
Okay, that's awesome. And it's so easy. What's your shipping times? Let's say when I order today, tell me about that.
Well, it really depends on what product you order. We work with some California farms that we overnight. Then out of Ecuador, it can be anywhere from 1 to 2 to 3 days. And a lot of people go, wow, 3 days in a box without flowers. Yeah, that's easy. Our flowers can sit. In fact, we just had a shipment rejected from Hawaii because it had eucalyptus in it and they didn't want eucalyptus in. And it sat in Hawaii, turned around, came to us 7 days after it was supposed to be delivered. And the flowers were, were they perfect? No, but they were not what you're thinking that they would be sitting in Hawaii for 7 days.
Wow. Yeah. Yes. There's some endurance there. That's for sure. Yes. From Mother Nature.
Paul, I have to tell you about our latest and greatest idea. Cause you know me, I am that, trailblazing entrepreneur.
Yeah.
So flowers are the same. If you go on to anyother.com and you order the flowers, they're the same flowers. It's just all how we bundle it and we market it to you. So we have this new concept. It's called a bouquet bar. So when you're getting together for your Mother's Day and you have, your grandmother with your mother and you have all the kids running around, you have all the multi-generation, you receive a kit, which is our bouquet bar kit. And it has everything that you're going to need in it, fresh flower wise. It's going to have your focal, filler, line, and greenery. And you can go online and read all about this because creating a flower bouquet has a science behind it. And, for all of us analytical thinkers, it's like 1 + 1 = 2. Same thing with flowers. And anybody can assemble a bouquet. That's right. That's right. So this is a new line that, I've been on a couple live international TV shows and national TV shows talking about, and I'm excited about it because, when you come together as a family or you're having a gathering, this phone that we carry around, it distracts us.
Oh, don't get me started.
Oh, I know. Well, we can talk about like kids and their phones. You throw flowers out. In fact, we're about to host a bunch of Boise High seniors to do their bouquets. And we're not doing corsages and boutonnieres this year. We're going to do bouquets for the girls and pocket boutonnieres for the boys. So very excited about this. And they're going to come in and you're going to see those phones. They might have some Pinterest or Instagrammable moments, but they're going to be around flowers and we're going to be interacting and having fun.
That's awesome, Lisa.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't want to take any more of your time. There's a beautiful weekend coming up and we need to get outside and enjoy that. But is there anything else, the last couple of minutes, that you'd like to educate the public on about 50flowers.com?
I think more than, educating on 50 Flowers, just speaking to business and how, business in general, it's fun it can, and it's all about the connections that we make.
Right.
And, we have to be awesome and have fun while we're doing it, and stop and appreciate and say, Paul, I thank you for everything that you do for this business community that we have here in Boise. I appreciate you. That's what I would like to say.
Well, right back at you, Elisa.
Yeah.
You've been a great friend, and I love the fact that you're leading here and chose to invest right here in Boise in the metro.
Yes. Yes.
You're paying people good wages, and you're doing the right thing. You're helping others as well, and I love that. Hey, thank you for your membership. Thank you for your partnership. I look forward to our next conversation.
Yes.
And remember to like and share directly from the Chamber's YouTube channel for those that are listening. And stay tuned in for next week's episode, as we feature Safe and Soft carpet cleaning, just in time for Mother's Day as well. I've got Eric Olson, the founder and owner, and also Lynette Hoy, a public relations company called Fire Talker. So I'm looking forward to featuring them next week. Lisa, thanks for everything. Really appreciate all you do. Have a great weekend.
Okay.
Happy Mother's Day too coming up.
Yeah.